All praises to the Most High. Greetings, family. Coming on. Just waking up. I was in an awakened vision for a great part of this morning. And what I want to share, I'm going to share a link also to a video that I added on my YouTube back in 2021. And it's sister speaking and sharing about lining up the pharaohs with the characters in the Bible. But before I go there, I just want to share about a vision, awakened vision I had. I had many, but this one stands out more. It started from where I was at this church, which reminds me of like the Vatican. That's what put me in the mind of it. One of those type of churches. But before I went in, I saw first it was like an animal face, and then it changed into the face of what we know to be the white Jesus. And then as I walked by it, I went into the building, which is the church. And then I ended up into this hallway, which was very intricate of wooding on the walls of both sides. Very detailed. Very, very detailed. And once I I got in front of like a door, and a man was standing with a hood like on, but had something over his face, like if he was trying to get into this secret space, in this hallway. And it had like a red light that was pointed towards the door, on this like little hood thing, or what you would call like a mask, or some type of special like equipment that he could actually see. And then it shifted from there. But certain other things that happen, where normally at the end of my awakened vision, as I able to look down on the earth, I could see a map that actually shows exactly where I'm at, and I wasn't able to actually see that. So there's more I'll share as the Most High give me leadway. Let me back up. I also saw some signatures of something, like somebody was signing off on something. And then it shifted also, where I saw in another part of the vision, I was at a restaurant like outside, and it's reminding you of something like Starbucks, and there were cars. There were cars going, cars actually in the driveway of the restaurant. And as I was going through, as I was standing there, three cars, one, which was the third one, got into like a argument or something with the one in front. And then that one went up or more, not paying attention, and hit the car in front. So now you got three. So these, in that first part of the vision, was all nothing but surrounding like white people, just like white people was all in all the visions, the awakened visions. So they got into it. So I was standing there and basically observing. But often when I'm in situations where people get into like arguments or fights, and I'm out and about, I normally become the peacemaker. I would walk into a situation not even thinking, in the sense like, oh, my life can be at stake. It's like I'm just, by divine order, I end up in the middle of it, and peace come to the place, or there within the lineup. So, but vision ended. So I just added that in, and if any more that will come forth, I will bring forth. But with the Vatican one, it was very profound. It's like, in that tunnel that has been said by many that there's a secret tunnel, and I didn't see the length of it, but the intricate parts of the wood and how it was, like what you would see an arch like setting, but the wood was it was really nice, and I could see that like in the dark. And the person that was standing there that I was watching as this person was trying to get into this secret door, that was profound. So I don't know what all that means. I'm just sharing as the Awakened Vision did come forth, okay? And that's when my eyelids are closed and I'm wide awake and I'm consciously knowing that I'm in this moment, and I can hear, everything outside of me, as if a door closed. If in my house, I'm speaking of, if a car door closed outside on a car, if water faucet is turned on, I can hear everything. But it's all about me having the vision where my eyelids are closed and I'm taking and seeing different things in different places. And it happens differently. And maybe at a later time, I'll explain more in details. I have in other videos, but I just wanted to put this forth out there. Now, this video right here that I'm about to just speak a little bit on, I'm going to share the link and you can go to the video. I'm not going to play it, the whole entire video, but, well, I'm not going to play it at all. I'm just going to give you the link and you can actually see it for yourself. Okay, fam, so before I go to the video of this sister sharing, I'm going to share with you a picture of Amhotep the Fourth, which the world know him as Akhenaten. And I'm going to show you the picture of the brother that I saw the next day after I had the Awakened Vision. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a video some days back talking about my Awakened Vision when it first started, where this Pharaoh came before me. So I'm just going to, give you a little lineup of that background, of showing you the pictures, how I came to find the picture of Akhenaten. So first I'm going to go to the brother who's sitting in with a group of people, talking about, our, lineup about being the people who have been called into this awakening and so forth, that and other. So, okay. So I want to definitely give, credit to Sarah Sanger, Sister Sarah Sanger. She is one that, is out on the forefront. I'm not sure if she made a video recent, but just wanted to share this part of her video as far as this picture here. You could see there is herself over to the far right, and next to her, which is her brother, and next to her brother is the brother that I saw. When I saw him the next day, I was like, his features were similar to the person that came before me that showed me the empty throne with the teardrop. So he has his arms crossed. I don't know his name, but he's one that have very, close features that when I saw his features, I said, oh, and that gave me the lineup for me to go look for this Pharaoh, if someone looked that similar to how he looked. And what else is profound about it is the first open vision I had, that I didn't know it was a vision when I was around 11 years old. There was a young man who was at around the age 15 was walking by my house, and I immediately was attracted to him. I didn't know it was a vision at the time, but it was actually a young man who was 15, who, I say young man, who was actually had the same features as this young man here and Akhenaten. And he ended up being my first boyfriend for about 4 to 5 years. When I got 15, I met the person that I saw walking past my house, not knowing that a year ago we, caught up, catched up. He, of course, got married and to someone else, and I got married to someone else after me leaving and going to college. And I presented what I, said that he was walking down my road, and he said he never did that. And then that took me back to it was an open vision that I had. So just wanted to add that in as well. So it's very profound in that lineup as well, why the features are similar. Again, I'm just sharing, fam. So, okay, fam. So this is the picture of Akhenaten, and he is actually Amotep the Fourth. He's the father of King Tut, and King Tut, why is Tutanan, Tutin. I'm not getting that right, but the reason why we just call him King Tut, T-U-T, but we'll mention it in the video that I'm going to share shortly. So as you see, this is the picture I came across when I went looking for, for the person I saw that came before me, because it had similar features to the brother that I showed just moments ago. And it was very profound to see a teardrop that was coming down his face, actually on the same side. And I just thought that was very profound as well. So I just wanted to show you all that. And now I'm going to the video. One moment, fam. Okay, fam. So this sister now is getting ready to share a little bit more about the pharaohs. And I'm not sure if I have it in the right lineup, but I'm going to share the whole video, and then within that video will be her link as well. You can go directly to her video because I didn't show it. I just, played it where you could hear it. But here we go. And this back in December 16th of 2021. This actually is days before. No. This is months later after Father revealed to me. And now I know that we are those same people, the Kemetic ones that call Egyptians, that they are of us and we are them. They are our ancestors. And so just important just for us to, make sure that we're going deeper. Here we go.
That the many things that Akhenaten introduced to the Egyptians that they rejected, this was the teachings of his father Amenhotep. And Akhenaten, was the one who was to go on and to teach the people what his father had already created. So many people attribute monotheism to Akhenaten, but this is actually the teachings of his father Amenhotep. So one thing I want to show you about Akhenaten is that it's already proven that he is the biblical Moses. But what I want to show you about this,
every point she's hitting on, she could have his book for all I know.
Tablets, right? You see that Akhenaten is addressed as the sun, and many Egyptians were addressed as the sun. And you can see here a sub-ruler of another land set up by the Egyptians, and he's writing to Akhenaten, and he addresses him as my son, my king, my lord, and he calls himself a dog. Now you can look at the many Armana tablets, and you can see that the many sub-rulers that were set up by the Egyptians, they all address the Egyptian kings as the sun. Now, Akhenaten, being the biblical Moses, also has, if you pay attention to what did Moses do? Moses gave the law to these people, these very same people who claim to be the Jewish people today, who claim to be the original inhabitants of Judah. These very same people were the servants of the Egyptians. So we're told in the Bible that the kingdom of the Egyptians was given to the servants. And the servants are the people who are considered today the tribe of Japheth, or the people who call themselves Jews, or the Jewish people. These people were the Canaanites, or the Egyptian, or the people living in the land of Canaan, who were considered to be the Canaanites, or the Hittites, or the Assyrians. These are the servants of the Egyptians. And these are the very same people who later claim were given the law by Moses, who is Akhenaten. And they are the very same people who gained power over the kingdom when the Egyptians lost their power. So you can see here the queen wife of Akhenaten was Queen Nefertiti, and this is a fake bust on the left created by white people, and this is the actual real image of Nefertiti. But if we look at the parents of Akhenaten, we see that Queen Tai is actually the daughter, if you study Queen Tai and who she is, because this is Akhenaten's mother. She is actually the daughter of Yuya. Yuya on the top left and his wife Tuyuya are the parents of Queen Tai and her brother Ai, which is on the bottom right. So Yuya is one of your biblical Josephs. So the Bible tells us there are two biblical Josephs. One is who is second in command of all of Egypt. This is Yuya on the left. The second Joseph is the one who we are told is not the biological father, but the earthly father of Christ. So this is actually Ai, and this is the son of Yuya. So Yuya is your other biblical Joseph, who is the so-called earthly father of Christ. And if you see Ai on the right, you see Tutankhamun on the left. He is the one who performed the funeral rites at Tutankhamun's funeral. He is also the one who became ruler in Egypt for a very brief period of time after Tutankhamun was murdered. But what's important to know about Ai is that his name means father of the god. So Ai's name means father of the god, and he is the overseer or the godfather to Tutankhamun, and Tutankhamun is your biblical Christ. Now, the name of Tutankhamun means the living image of the Lord, and Tutankhamun is the biblical Christ who is spoken of in the Bible. Now, you must consider and keep in mind that the New Testament is the creation of white people. If you go to school to be a biblical scholar, one of the first things that you learn is that the Old Testament, much of it can be validated, but the New Testament books are the invention of white Romans. Now, just like the white Romans tried to tell us today that Tutankhamun was a white man, they also did the same thing with Jesus. So this is no coincidence, because Tutankhamun is Christ. Now, if you look on the left at the earliest known image found in Dora Europos of the so-called Jesus Christ. Now, if you go online and you research Jesus Christ, and then you scroll down to the earliest known images of Christ, you will see that this is the earliest known image on the left. And if you compare that to that of Tutankhamun, you see that they are the same people. Now, the interesting thing about all of this is if we look at Tutankhamun, he goes around preaching the words of his father. His father is Akhenaten. So if you compare Jesus or the Jesus of the New Testament to Akhenaten, you will see that all of the things that are spoken of about Jesus and all of the things that he did, all of these things were done by Moses in the Old Testament first. So Jesus is not mentioned in the Old Testament, and everything that Moses did in the Old Testament is later mentioned as the life of Jesus. So keep in mind that Tutankhamun and Akhenaten, Tutankhamun goes around preaching the words of his father. He says, my father, and me. This is because his father is Akhenaten, or your biblical Moses. And remember that the Bible tells us that Christ was crucified in Egypt. So remember what I said about the Armana tablets, how Akhenaten is addressed as the sun in the sky. So this is where we get the character of Jesus, and this is why the biblical Moses, who is Akhenaten, and the life of Jesus, if you compare them, they are the same. Now, if you look at the life of Tutankhamun and you see that the earliest known image of Christ is an image of Tutankhamun, you see that this Jesus character created by the white Romans is a combination of Akhenaten, who is your biblical Moses, and his teachings, and his son, Tutankhanun's life. So
what she's saying, family, is they got the concept. They got the concept. So when we even look at Haru and also what is called Asar, when you look at that, it lines up with this too. And this, the doctor, he did put that together with when they talk about this, what she's speaking of right now. So basically, with the sun ray around the pictures, all Jesus Christ pictures, it speaks of the sun, that when we see the sun rise or the sun was resurrected, far as like on the 21st, I think, where we will start seeing the winter solstice. We'll move into the 25th, and then where it would, which just said the sun would reach the lowest, time, and then we'll rise in that lineup. So that's what she's saying. But no one died for our sins. No one died for our sins. I want to make. So, fam, yes. So I've been like talking about these things, and I know it's the opposite of a lot of you, what you've heard. Some of you still may be following, ones on social media who's still speaking of, the lineup of Jesus Christ, still speaking that we're separate, that we the Israelites and we chisel out just like the Jewish people. That should tell you that the lineup that, Father have taken me in is that should tell you need to go deeper. Not to believe me or what the sister is saying, but you need to go deeper. Each individual person needs to go deeper. Whoever you're following, a lot of times Father will lead us to different people for what one call a season or for a time. And it might be one time. And when that one time is up, you must know that you need to move on. That's why we need to be connected and synced and connected to our Creator by seeking for what path we need to go on, not we as a group. Each person needs to go on their own path. This may not have been taught or told to you. You are on your individual journey. Each person. If you're thinking that this is a group thing, just like you go sit down in church and everybody show up on Sunday and we are the people in the congregation and that's it. No, you individually needs to know what your purpose, why you have been awakened, and what you need to do in results of that. So how I came to understand that what they call the ancient Egyptians are, the Kemetic people and the Bantus and all through Africa and all through the earth who are dark melanin, that we are connected by our melanin. We are connected by our melanin attributes that was given unto our forefathers, our ancestors, starting from the beginning of when Father allowed our first ancestors to be on earth. We are those descendants. And that's our our way that through our melanin, our pigmentation will be our vindication as this hit world stage when the Jewish people really come for us, because they're going to try to muddy the water even further. You understand? They've basically tried to build a picture that the Hebrew Israelites, they call them black Hebrew Israelites, is bad people in a sense, that they are on this list that is considered, that could be an issue for America. You know that list. I don't know it by name right now, but it's a list that my name could even be on it. You understand? So I just want to also say, back when I first came into this awakening, I was on Facebook and I did my first video about it, and I was actually, crying and so forth because I had never heard that before. Some days later, you know, um, someone who actually anonymously sent me information about Egypt, about the pyramids, and I blew it off. I was like, "What is this?" Because looking at the Israelites and the Egyptians, they were rivals. I was like, "Why is this person sending me that? I'm being awakened in the way of the Israelites," and I pushed it aside. But then I had to go back and revisit it because I'm like, okay, whoever sent this, and it was like a European name, I want to say, who had originally sent it. And when they sent it, I didn't respond back to them, of course, but now I know why. Because the Israelites, that is just a byword. That's a name that, points to the dark melanin people across the whole earth. And all this time, when you look at the wars and all that is in the Bible, you would think that it happened in the area where they call the Levant, Israel today, but it actually happened in the heart of Egypt. All those wars against all those invaders, they came in, but we can't forget that the land mass that is in Israel, that is Israel today, was a part of Egypt, okay? They were all one landmass. That landmass of Egypt stretched all the way up to what they would call Asia. So it's very profound, I know by some may say, but it's time for us to go further. Ones who don't know this, to go further around your wheel and seek and understand, because this is going to be needed as it all unfolds. We thinking that we're separate people, but we really are one people. And our melanin is going to vindicate us, fam. Our melanin that makes up our pigmentation is going to vindicate us to bring forth truth on this earth. And it's not for us to have a chip on our shoulders, but for us to be vindicated in the sense of that these people who at the furthest away from the spectrum of our original ancestors, these people at the furthest away claiming our identity and leaving it out. Now, when you say that they are our genome, I'm sorry, if they are mutations of our genome, okay, they could say, well, we could claim it, but then how can you negate the ones that was are still here that even look closer to the original descendants? How could you deny us from, this or that? Do not get it twisted about Africa and all the presidents over there. They are voluntold what to do, fam. They are bullied. And, as of late, it appears that they're stepping away and they're, doing what they need to do to seek. And I want to say they're building a relationship with our Creator to know that the power is in our Creator. But a lot of them are still stuck, family, because, you know, they were elected, not selected by our Creator. So we have to make sure we understand that. So don't look like the African nations or countries. Oh, they're doing, they got their own and they do. No, they're still controlled by these same people, the Jewish people, the white people, the European people, even Chinese people. They're still controlled by these people, family. They still are. But what's going to vindicate us? I can't say it enough. On world stage, one day, is our melanin. It's going to tell us who been here the longest. I'm going to share the link of this video. I pray that you all got something from this and will continue to rise around in knowledge, and also go around your wheel even further. Matando family and Geta.